We're going to be taking a look at the Boston Celtics 121 victory over the Orlando Magic, 121-94 in that game. The Orlando Magic coming in 23-19, the Celtics coming in 28-12. Both teams coming off losses, big time losses in the grand scheme of things. The Boston Celtics coming off a 110-97 loss to Toronto Raptors, who are very under 500. 10-31 on the season, which was an embarrassing loss, which kind of set off the alarms for the Boston Celtics fans and media for the lack of energy. Kristaps Porzingis came out and questioned the team's energy and said they had to be better, which they do need to be better in grand scheme of things. Looking at the Orlando Magic, they lost 122-93, so looking to bounce back, and especially having some confidence after they defeated the Boston Celtics back in December 108-104, I believe without Paulo Banchero and Mo Wagner as well. I believe Jalen Suggs was in that game, but mainly it was De Silva and Queen giving the Celtics problems to pull out that win. 108-104, looking to replicate that. Good news for the Orlando Magic. They do have Paulo Banchero back. This will be his fourth game back in this one for this team. 21 points on the night. Cole Anthony had 23 points to help him, but just wasn't enough. Completely outmatched by the Boston Celtics, who looked to bounce back after one of their more embarrassing losses on the season. Came out shooting the ball well as well. 17 for 37 from three, nearly 46%, just under a tick underneath that. Especially after the last 5 games where they've been shooting like 28%, I believe, in that stretch over the last 5 games, which was in a good stretch. And of course, when they're not hitting shots, things look bad. But when they're hitting their shots, everything's flowing, the ball's moving, as evident at the 25 assists on the night, which is above their average. Also grabbing 41 rebounds, which the Celtics have been one of the better rebounding teams over this last stretch of games. I want to say about the last month or so have been getting better in that regard. I want them to continue to do that, control the possession game on the boards. Had 38 points in the paint. I like the way the Celtics were attacking in the paint tonight, getting their shots in the flow of the offense. Tatum was attacking. Kristaps Porzingis had a couple post-ups. Jaylen Brown was nice there too. Both of those guys, all 3 of those guys were the factors tonight mainly. Tatum with 30 points, had 20 in the first half, 10 in the second. Really set the tone with some layups and drives to the basket, using his size and strength, knocking down a couple threes. Was tremendous tonight from start to finish, playing tremendously. 30 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists for Jaylen Brown, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, knocked down some threes as well. Kristaps Porzingis, 23 points, 4 rebounds, 1 blocks. And that's just awesome to see, especially when those 3 guys combined for 73 points on the night. You got to like that production from that big 3. Surprisingly, this is only the Celtics' 11th game with that starting 5 of Drew Holiday, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Kristaps Porzingis. Of course, Kristaps Porzingis has been out majority of the season, in and out lately. But with that starting 5, the Celtics are 7-4. So hopefully, when they get that consistency, that lineup can get more chemistry, more flow, better on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. I think they're going to be good, especially when Derek White and Drew Holiday up front in the backcourt, and then you got Kristaps Porzingis protecting the rim. I think the Celtics can be better on that end. They have been better, one of the better defensive teams in the league over the last stretch, but their shooting has been the drizzling shits. They're basically average right now. They were one of the worst teams in the league in those 5 games at 28% shooting the 3. So hopefully this is a good omen that they're getting back on track. Celtics were pretty much in control pretty much this whole game, having a 20-point lead in the third quarter, and they finished out with a 27-point lead. So they were able to push the Magic and really make them struggle. The Magic are one of the worst teams in the league at shooting the ball, only shooting 5 for 32 for 15%. When you look at that, the Celtics over the last stretch, even though they weren't shooting well, the big problem was that they were not taking away the other team's 3. So a couple of those games got out of hand because they weren't taking away those 3-point shots. So hopefully the Celtics can bounce back, and that will allow us for the Toronto Raptors can transcend them into a better trajectory over the next couple games, especially looking at who is on the gauntlet here. Have the Atlanta Hawks on Saturday, which will be today at the time of recording. Atlanta has been feisty. They had a little rough patch there with the West Coast trip. losing to the Lakers, Clippers, Nuggets, looking to bounce back. Trae Young did hit a winner against the Utah Jazz, but they're looking to bounce back after a couple losses there. But they've been feisty. They got Jalen Johnson and Dyson Daniels and DeAndre Hunter as well. With Trae Young leading the charge, so we'll see what happens there on Saturday with that game. Setting up for the next test of the Boston Celtics. I thought the last West Coast trip was the first test of the season for the Boston Celtics. They did go 3-1, but I wanted to see Joker play, so there's a little caveat there. This one should be another difficult one, especially on the West Coast. You have the recent Golden State Warriors with Steph Curry coming out and basically saying they didn't have to make moves. So they got looking to prove something, especially against the Boston Celtics, who they defeated in the finals a couple of years ago. This is always going to be a good matchup. Curry's going to come out to play. We'll see what the Celtics can do against them. And then on that'll be Martin Luther King Day. Let me just say that. That'll be on TNT, I believe. Looking at the other games, we have the Clippers, who have been surprised this season. Couple games over 500. James Harden leading the charge. Norman Powell right there next to him, probably most improved. Has just been a monster scoring the basketball, improving his game, his point total over 10 points per game. I believe he averaged 14 last year to 24. So that jump is tremendous, especially at his age at 31. And then we get right into it again on Thursday night against the Los Angeles Lakers, who are coming off a couple wins. D'Angelo Russell tried to get the game winner against them tonight. It didn't happen. So they took that game. They lost that one big game, and then they defeated the Miami Heat the other night. So looking at that game. And then we have the Dallas Mavericks on Sunday on ABC, 5:30 against the Western Conference champions from last year. Finals rematch against Kyrie should be available. Luka is out, which sucks, which would have been a nice matchup because Luka always plays the Celtics tough. So it would have been nice to see that matchup there. But Kyrie is available, so at least there's that. We'll see what happens on that with Sunday. But the Celtics looking to bounce back, get back on the right track, despite being 29-12. Everyone's losing their minds here in Boston, but it's January, it's early, and the Celtics are over 500 by 17 games? So cool out, Celtics fans. Cool out, Boston fans. Especially when the starting five has only played 11 games together. Give the Celtics time to gel, and we'll be kicking ass again. I'm pretty sure of it. But if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe, and until next time.